Hello, hello, this is Cara. Today it is letter J and day 48 of the 100-day project. For letter J, we're going to use junk mail envelopes, and specifically a junk mail envelope that has 2 windows. And we're going to make 3 specimen cards from the one envelope. So we have this one, and then this one. So we're using 2 of the windows and then this bottom square part for the third. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so you're gonna need junk mail envelope, some scrap papers. I am using dried flowers that I got from Amazon. I'll link them below. If you have Tim Holtz pieces, I think it's his field notes ephemera, or his stamps or dies. I think there's some Sam Poole stamps that would work. Definitely the field note stamp set and washi tape, and we're gonna make these. For this one, you can either use packaging plastic or acetate. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Decide which one we want to use. I think I'm going to go with this one. And the first thing we want to do is cut this apart. So I'm going to cut the bottom half of this off, and I kind of want about the same amount of distance for this one. This is going to be our square specimen card. And then this one we're going to cut in half. Try and get equal on both sides. Like that. Pretty close-ish. And then you want to decide what papers you want to cover these with. I am going to use my new rainbow kits. It's a good scrap buster. I think this first one, I'm going to use this one that I cut a chunk out of. And I'm going to cut a piece. Let's see. Oh, well, that didn't work. All right, I'm going to cut off my strip. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of piece it together. You could measure this one. I measured my width and then I cut out the middle. That's one way to do it. This one, I think I'm just going to kind of glue and piece it together. If you have a way to also get your rounded corners on the inside, I would love to know your secret. Got my paper for gluing. I'm going to add some glue stick right down the side. Look at this. So I'm just going to cover all of the pieces of my envelope. Trim this off. Looks pretty good. And let's do this side. Because we have some of our stamp sets out from yesterday. We did the identification cards yesterday. And the field notes stamp set from yesterday will also work for this one. Oops, I'm going to scoot it this way. I had lost one of my stamps, and I knew I would find it, but it was stuck. It was stuck onto something kind of funny. I don't remember, but yeah, I knew it would be floating around somewhere. When they cling, they really cling. Okay, let's trim this off. That looks like it fits perfectly. Looks like Gail was using these kits again to make more pages for her upcoming journals, which is really fun. If you want to go check out her video, or if you've already checked it out. So cute and fun. Very touched that she is using the kits. That will look good. Yeah, that looks good. Now, I have some white that I didn't cover exactly. You could go in with some washi tape, different washi, and kind of line that middle part. Or you could ink it up. My goodness, where's the edge? There we go. We'll use this. This is a Tim Holtz washi. I'm not sure from when or where. Okay, now I'm going to take my, it's not an X-Acto, but similar, and trim off these pieces that went over. Now we're going to need something to go in here in the back. So what do we want? I think that would look nice. I'm just going to cut this shorter. Shorter here. And then we can glue that in the back. Alright, in the palette kits, there's a bunch of fussy cuts. You could use one of the flower fussy cuts, or a bird or a butterfly, and cut it and put it in your window. But I thought it would be fun. I have had these in my stash. Ordered them on Amazon. Like I said, I'll link them below. I thought one of these would be fun. In here. This one is open. I don't know if the yellow, because the yellow will kind of blend in, but let's see. They're very fragile. I like it. And it kind of blends. I think it'll be okay. I'm going to close this up with some glue. Just like that. And then let's ink up our edges. I pulled out a darker brown. I pulled out some walnut stain. Just to grunge it just a bit more than the vintage photo does. You were going to use this as kind of like a tag in your journal. You want to back this, or you can put it in your journal and it could be a belly band, or even a side pocket in your journal. So depending on how you want to use it, you may or may not want to cover the back. And let's add some stamps and different things on a piece of, what is this? Cardstock? Not cardstock. Scrapbook paper. I did a couple stamps, so let's use a couple of these. I think I'll put that in the left corner. That. Like that. There we go. Cool. And then let's do something up here. Like that. Pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you could continue on as much as you want, but I think that looks pretty cool. You could put something down here, maybe a circle or a flower. I'm gonna do a circle one. Like that. Yeah. All right, so that's number 1, and we're gonna do a similar thing with the next one. All right, for this one, I think I'm gonna use these postcards. And for this one, how about we mix it up a little bit instead of using the same paper on all of the sides. Use the different papers, then it looks a little bit more like the Tim Holtz frames that he has, which is kind of fun. We'll do some stamps. Like that. Turn this off. Another paper, and then it would be cute to also stitch around the edge after you get your image on the inside. That would be an option. Let's use these 2 pieces. There we go. We're going to trim that. All right, I need a piece to go back here. Yeah, perfect. All right, let's glue this. Okay, this piece. I have this piece. And then in one that's open, I have some greenery. So fragile. Stick that in there. Come on. And then our orange flower. There we go. Then we'll close this up. Cute. All right, on this one, I think I'm going to glue this label right here. And then I'm going to put an eyelet. Just an eyelet. I'll do a smaller one. And then you could have something on the side here or just leave it like that. Dangle something pretty cool. And then let's stamp something here. That. Up here. And that's the back. All right, so there's that one. Okay, for this one, we're going to use the bottom half of the envelope. If you want to use like a mat and an X-Acto knife and cut out the middle, you can. I have this punch that does the same thing, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this. It's kind of nice because you can line it up where you want it to punch. Kind of get the middle-ish. And then put that on and punch. And it's a little twisted. J for junk mail. So instead of throwing it in the garbage, we'll use it for a project. Alright, so you want a piece that is bigger than the square. On this side, it's a little bigger than we need. Just like that. A little bit more. I'll put this one on. Flatten that out. Let's choose the orange and yellow. And let's go ahead and glue this closed. Just like that. And then all you have to do are the other steps that we've been doing. Add some papers and ink or stamp some different sentiments. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. Went ahead and added my papers. I think this is my favorite one with how I added the papers. And then I have this little Tim Holtz Field Notes label in the corner. Oh, my flower's on the wrong side this way though. But that's my favorite side. Oh well, here we go. Add this here. Right there. Okay. There we go. Pretty cute. Here are the three that we made together. Really cute. That one I did in back. This one I did. This would be a cute floating one. And then these are the ones I made before. Remember, you can add little dangles. So cute. Okay, we have our 3 specimen cards out of 1 junk mail envelope. How cool is that? All right, come on back tomorrow for letter K and day 49. Can you believe we're almost at 50 days? Holy cow. All right, I hope you have a wonderfully crafty day and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.